Hey guys, welcome back to today's stream, and I don't know if this is going to be a very eventful stream, and the reason being is today is a public holiday in the US. Alright, so let's make sure everything works on my end. Right. Alright, so let's see. I know there's a public holiday today, so I don't know how eventful today will be. Nothing really happening right now. So let's see. Maybe it's a full session, maybe it's just a short session. Let's have a look. So looking at these highs here, we've already taken these highs. I'm not saying we're going lower, I'm just saying looking at a 1 minute, that's been taken. Obviously these lows here, but pretty much a sideways market today. So yeah, I guess this could be a target if you're really keen on taking any shorts. So yeah, so let's just have a look and see. There's a bit of a push down, but it's not 9:30 yet, so I'm not doing anything. I guess I mean, looking at this fair value gap here, I'll tell you guys now. So the reason I'll target this fair value gap for price to go higher, and if we want to go higher, is because we've run into this, but we haven't even get close to that 50%. So there's still a lot open here to obviously get that could get run out. But yeah, let's just wait and see if when the market opens, what direction it wants to take. It's not something I will obviously trade now, so just gonna sit and watch. What I want to do is, while we do this, okay, so let's do this quickly. I just want to mark out where the market is now and see if there's any Alright, so the market is closing a gap from where it opened on that gap, so there's plenty space to obviously go down. This blue line here is where price is actually now. there's definitely space to go lower if it wants to. Let's just see what an hour looks like. Yeah. Alright, so I just want to go down to 4 hours. So if we've run, you know, all the expected liquidity that we marked out, so I'm going to take all of this off, and we fill this massive gap here. So what we could see is we could see a push down, taking these lows. I mean, all of this is now liquidity, right? So there's an opportunity that we could do something like this. I'm not saying we bearish right now. You know, for me to be fully bullish, we need to break through this bigger, this bigger fair value gap to invert to go higher. I mean, we could just bounce here to go higher. I don't know if today is going to give us anything because of you know, the half day open holiday, whatever that is. So yeah, I'm not going to take any trades regardless if it looks good or not. Yeah, so let's just bounce back to 1 minute and see. So obviously we've seen a nice drop here already, and there was a nice short actually, yeah. This one, yeah. Boom. This fair value gap or this inverted fair value gap on this side, but this fair value gap was a nice short, but it's pre-market open, so I wouldn't go crazy on today's. I mean, we might get a nice setup now, I don't know, but for now I'm just going to sit on my hands. We've run the liquidity here, we've run some liquidity, there's more liquidity up there, but like I said, we could see price come. I mean, there's so much sell side here, and I'm not suggesting we're going to drop all the way there. I'm just saying there's a lot of sell side here, so just keep that in mind. Let's just wait and see when the market opens in the next minute. There we go, so now it's pushed down. Right, so let's see, maybe there's, okay, so we'll run this low now. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to go down to 15 minutes and see if we can see better. So just bear in mind all these higher lows here, that's all liquidity, but what you would like to see is this high get taken by, you know, some sort of manipulation and then aggressively reverse if you really want to see a big drop. I don't know if that's what we're going to see right now. Okay, we could come all the way to this fair value gap down here. And again, the reason I say that is this little spike here did not even get close to that 50%, so there's a big inefficiency here and there's liquidity there, so we could see price bounce all the way, or maybe go down here and bounce, and then we can see there's some sort of equal lows here, but that's on the other side of these, you know, this fair value gap. And maybe if you want to go there, then if we invert, I mean, we could see price actually go down further. Let's just see. Let me just see. Just hold on 1 second. Seems like there's a problem with my chat or something, which I just want to have a look. Alright, so let me try something quickly. Sorry guys, I mean we'll get back to that now. I just need to check and make sure that my channel is functioning correctly here before I miss out on you guys trying to chat to me or ask any questions. Try leave a comment in, you know, in a comment below so I can see that everything's fine, if you don't mind. Alright, let's jump back here. Seems like it's working fine, but I'll have a look and see if there's anything that I'm missing here. Alright, so some people saying they got the 160 level in mind here. 160 down here, yes, it lines up with that. I would actually even target, I think this 145 level. That's what I think we're gonna get to. I'm not going to take a trade now, and the reason being is we've already moved. That would be a nice entry if we can go all the way up here, but yeah, there was no entry for me. The entry was up here, but then I would have targeted just this level here, which was this 238, but now I've got this 145 level down here that I think we will aim to go to. Okay, great to see. Yeah, great to see it's working now. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark this one out. Fair value gap. Oops. I do. Okay. There's definitely momentum to the downside now. So all we gotta do is wait and see. Maybe I'm not even gonna get my entry here. Be great to see a test up here, but I don't know if we're gonna get to that level. The drop is too steep. Maybe this one here. Let's try to sell. Just see if we can get this one. I don't even know what the profit will be. Okay. Only reason I'm trying it here is because it's a fair value gap right here. And the fair value gap up here could be a breakaway gap, and we might not see it go all the way there. Yeah, so if we go back to this opening gap, so we actually added, so we closed the gap where it was. Huh. Am I missing something here? Why is mine not showing the gap here? Okay, so this is the first fair value gap. That is obviously got some sort of importance. And that's normally your resistance. In this case, if we bearish, that's gonna should block price from going higher, and then you know, hopefully this sends it down to the right spot. I just want to see sessions. Why is it not showing? Right, so I'm in the trade, but it's not showing the actual. So I don't know if it's a problem on. Okay, but anyways, so here we are, we're in the trade. We might go to this 50% up there. Now we just need to keep an eye. Obviously, I don't think we're going to go all the way to this one here, not now. I think this might go lower and maybe bounce here and then come back later. Well, at least that's what I'm suggesting with the short that I took here. Right, let's see if we can. Look, I don't know if we're going to go all the way down here, but this is the next liquidity that I'm actually obviously seeing. It's just there's 145 level at least, and yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But let's see. We could see some sort of a, I don't know, this could be the little pullback into that first fair value gap. In this case, I'm thinking this is probably just going to be the resistance that we need to push price lower, and then maybe come back later to, if we want to go up, to invert and so forth. But for now, I'm just using that as a resistance level for me. But then again, with today, we might not see price move quick. We might just see price, you know, still sideways here. 50% of this fair value gap could still go and get tapped before we go lower. Okay, let's just keep an eye on this. Okay, so okay, not there yet. So I'm gonna pop to a 15 minutes quickly, just show guys what am I after here. The swing low here, and this swing low here. There's this big fair value gap, and the reason I'm targeting this fair value gap, that swing low that spiked into it, it barely closed probably 15% of this big thing, or close to 20%, or not even. And you would at least want to see it close at 50%, because 80%, 75, 80% is still open. I'm expecting this to go either create equal lows here and then bounce, or just go and fill it one shot. Some equal lows right below that, so maybe we go slice right through it, or maybe these equal lows is for another day. That's why I'm trying to go down here. Now we see this big momentum push to the downside. Now what we don't want is, we don't want to get caught in this momentum to try to jump in and then consolidate the rest of the day. That's pretty much you know, laid out for today because of holidays and all of that. Alright, so this black candle that broke this white candle's low, I want to see price not go back up here. I want to see it holds and maybe push lower from here. That swing high and that swing low, so you want to see some sort of a swing high form here to take out the swing low, but obviously not taking this out. But it's easier said than done, because we still got this big section of this fair value gap open, so we could see price run that high into that 50% and then drop. If it doesn't, then give us good conviction that price is strong moving to the downside. He's stalling a bit now, but yeah, let's just keep an eye and see if you just want to rate this little swing higher before it wants to drop. Okay, there we go. I'm expecting this candle to be the swing high and the next candle to not take that high out. That is if this candle holds and not create a problem for us now. Yes, so the macro is starting here at 9:50 till 10 past 10. So this white candle now, I don't want to see it take that high out. Okay, well, just did. Maybe that's the swing high that it wants to form. Maybe it inverts and go all the way up to this fair value gap, which will be a surprise for me. Alright, let's have a look at this. This is your 930, 945 lows here. So this is the range. Some people trade, you know, obviously this first 15-minute breakout. And now, I mean, the reason I'm targeting this low is because people would want to see that breakout. I'm not saying it's going to break out and drop further, but we've got a reason to believe that we're going to go down here. So we're expecting this low to go, even if it wants to reverse. So if we go back down now and breach this low, I'll move my stop to break even and then try to hold all the way down here. If it comes back and stop me out, then it's also fine. But then I need this white candles high to stay, you know, where it is and not. So basically I can actually put my stop, that's 214. Leave it there, that's my stop right there. The reason I like it there is this candle closed about 80% of this fair value gap, which is good. You want to see that leave, you know, left open. And this is a good rejection here, so now we just need to see this low go and not price going up. So the wick test trade that I normally take is, of course, we run liquidity and it's in a place where I think we should reverse. Then this little wick here is a good place to look for a short or entry. Then you need to see some sort of rejection from there to move lower. Yeah, if this first fair value gap inverts here, then that's why I've put my stop just above here. If we go there, then I'm happy to be out, because then I don't know if we want to go higher or if we're just going to screw around in that range till market close, which is not the full day today. Only thing that I'm worried about now is we make a high, a low, a higher high, a low, a higher low. That's my, this thing needs to take this out now, otherwise we're going to go higher, because then it's going to create this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, like a 3 drive type of thing, create new liquidity, and then maybe later drop down or close like that, and then tomorrow opens with a big push down or something. Touching that first fair value gap's 50%, which is not bad, which is good, but then it needs to hold. Okay, let's hope that body stays below it and not do what it does now. I'll probably get stopped out on this trade. Okay, so the macro is null. So this thing could spike up and then drop, just to manipulate everybody to the wrong side first. Or we could see price go all the way to this fair value gap up here now. Yep, I think we're going to do something like this: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, that type of thing. But we have not taken this high out yet. We form a little equal highs here. Be nice if we can move away from it now. First come down here to take this out. If we come down here, I'll most probably just take my trade. I know we might want to go all the way down here to this 45 level. I just don't know if today is going to be the day that it's going to play out the way we want it. Okay, so I just posted the macro times for people who don't know, and yeah, just so people are aware. What normally happens during the macro times is basically that's the time when you'll see price pools. It's either going to run liquidity just before that and then aggressively run towards the opposite side, or the opposite liquidity, or it seeks liquidity within that range. So you got that 20 minutes to obviously capitalize on your trade if you're on the right side of the trade. Let's take this away so it doesn't confuse you. Will this first fair value gap hold its price and take us down here, or even lower, or are we making it higher low now? I think we could see the turning point here to drive price lower here, to be honest. I think we're going to get that pushed down. I think, guys, for me to play safe here, I'm actually going to target this low, which is this 190 level. And that's going to be a $2,000 trade. I know there's more on the table here. The reason why I'm not trying to be that greedy is because I don't know if this thing is going to run up the page now, stop me out, and then drop. Another bounce or try into that 50% of that fair value gap. So I must tell you guys, my stop is probably the worst place now, and the reason I say that is there's equal highs here, there's a higher low, so in my mind the thing could be spiked through it, do the damage and come back. But my rules are my rules. I'm not gonna push this out some crazy place, because if this thing turns around and runs up higher, I'm just gonna fight a deep drawdown, and I don't want to do it. So if I'm wrong here, then so be it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sit tight with this now. The minute you start fiddling with your stops, that's my first indication that my initial analysis is wrong. Not wrong, but not in tune properly. So all we need now is we just want to see price actually break this low to then target this one and then that one. pretty much stuck in this fair value gap now. As you can see, this trend line is forming. That's normally liquidity building up. So you want to see liquidity get taken here, which literally just took it. So where's my stop then? Oh, just missed it. See if it wants to break down from here. Okay, there I'm out. And these equal highs got taken, so we'll have to see now if this candle wants to invert this or just reject it and now run lower. And if it inverts here, I think the next place it would want to go is up here to this fair value gap. Let's just mark this as liquidity here. Okay, so that candle haven't inverted, so maybe this could be a nice inversion. If we invert this, I'll make it orange, but I won't label it. That orange box, if we invert that now, I think then we can see price going lower, because that's an inversion right after liquidity got run, and that would be pretty strong high probability reversal. But if we take that high out, then I think we're going to see price to go higher first, and then this just becomes a normal fair value gap that support price within this first fair value gap, which is this fair value gap is right below the 50% of this first fair value gap, and it's holding price to obviously go higher. And as you can see, that's exactly what happened. This body closed above the fair value gaps, the first fair value gaps 50%, and we have not inverted anything there yet. And now we're looking at almost a different story here. Alright, so if we invert here like we just did, you want to take your short right about there, you stop right there, and then you can target it all the way down. Yeah, that's a good risk reward if that wants to play out. Obviously I'm not taking this trade, and let me so this thing actually moved, so I was above that and I had this. Alright, let's just see if there's actually something that will play out. Okay, there was a rejection there, so maybe that's what we'll get from here. Okay, so this was a nice IFEG. Testing that IFEG 50% again. Just close above it. And now I think that's where the trouble's going to start. The minute you see a fair value gap or get inverted on both sides, that's normally my cue to rather sit outside of things, because I mean, now we saw this high took out liquidity, we saw this going down taking these lows, and now we're back in middle of this range. I mean, we've got liquidity down here. Liquidity is now there, but this is not where I want to get stuck in, because once we inverted this reaction should have been taking all this liquidity out quite quickly and not go play around where it's playing now, because now I'm thinking this thing could easily come back all the way here, and if you look at that first 15-minute range, we literally stuck in that range, because that range started here. And let's mark this out quickly so you guys can see. So there's at 50% here. So a deep premium would be up here in this fair value gap to sell. But I mean, this is not allowing any breakout traders to enter anything here yet. And this fair value gap has not been filled yet, so there's a good chance this is going to go and fill that up there. But this first fair value gap is holding price. The body's still within it, so I'm going to take this one off. And see what it wants to do now. I don't actually know how much time's left for the market to close. I don't know if someone can tell me in the chat how much time we got left, what time the market's going to close. Is it about 12, 1 lunchtime? Be a good indication to see. Okay, thanks. 2 more hours to go. So that's 12 o'clock. I don't think I'm going to trade that long, to be honest with you guys. And I don't even think I'm going to risk any further trades at this, the price action. Yeah. I promise you guys, this thing is going to eventually do what we want it to do. It's just what it's doing in the meantime to kilo trades. But I think we definitely at some point going to come down to this. I don't know, and I don't want to say it's going to happen today, because there's 2 hours left. We could quite easily go there now, but yeah, it's funny how we do highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows. So it might stop here and then give us some sort of push down. Yeah, I agree 100%. There is like so much sell side, and just to show you guys while we wait for this thing to do something, there is so much sell side on this, and I just want to make it smaller so you guys can see. I mean, there's all the sell side here. There's this I mean, we've got a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. And now if we go to this fair value gap that we've marked out and we bounce there, that will just make it another higher low. And then we could see the bounce to go take this out aggressively and then switch to go down, but I'm not gonna, I mean, that's just what I see. I'm not saying that's gonna happen. You know, trying to preempt the market got me burned so many times before. So yeah, I'm just, you know, obviously responding to that sell side comment. I agree 100%. I think there's a lot of sell side. I think most of the big buy side's been taken. I think a lot of people will target higher highs now, but we could see equal highs and then a drop, or we can just see the market rallies for the next 3 months, and yeah, then it's like a bull market, or we could see a reversal. I don't know. I just know right now where we are, there's some liquidity to the sell side, and there's nice sell side down here in this blue block. It's amazing how price wants to go out of this first fair value gap, body closes within it, pushes out, and then close back in it. I mean, even if you took a long on this trade, geez, you would pull your hair out of this long-winded move to the top, to the upside. See, another candle closed within, the body closes inside. Yeah, so we just move outside of this macro time zone, and yeah, if we want to see a move, we need to see it now. I mean, if we close outside now, I think we might go up here to this I don't know, 234 level. See, now we close outside of it. I'm still not taking any trades, because this thing could quite easily, boom, come back into the range, because it ran this little high. Those are all breakout traders. Then you come back and you play with their minds, and that's where people lose the patience. Either take early profits, or cut the trade, or take some losses, or think they're wrong and switch positions. But this looks like something that's going to go sideways flat, and it's just going to mess with people's patience. See, that's the outside bar of that little white candle taking out liquidity close below it. Normally that would be your reversal to take a short from here. And but again, in my mind, this sell side here for that setup, I just don't trust it right now, especially on the upper quadrant of this first fair value gap. And yeah, it feels like it wants to trick me to do something that I don't need to do or shouldn't be doing. Guys, I want to look at the hourly chart quickly. Look at something here. I want to show you something. So, we got this big black candle, right? We ran this to outside bar here as well. There's a push, consolidate, run into a fair value gap, and boof, push down. This candle could quite easily come all the way back up and test either this wick there or this wick here. And that's even above this fair value gap. So I wouldn't be too eager to just jump in shorts here. As much as we've got something here that's a push, that's a low, that's a lower high, lower low. We can see this lower high up here and then see some push down. But that again, that could either happen in the last 5-10 minutes of today, or it could just sit around and do some quick moves tomorrow in the London session or Asia or something. Anybody put a gun to my head now and say you gotta take a trade, I'll take a long here and I'll close it at the bottom of this, just over this wick of that fair value gap. But that's not me telling you guys to take any trades now. I'm not taking anything. Let's just give it some time. Right, so nothing happening yet. I think this is just going to be a slow grind all the way there. Guys, just one thing quickly. If you look at fair value gaps that gets inverted, I mean, people will tell me we inverted here, why don't you take a long? This is so far from a plus setup. It's probably a Z. So, and I think the key thing, if you want to take inverted fair value gaps, you need to, this could easily go where we say it needs to go, or where we expect it to go, you know, which would have been a nice trade. I agree with that. The problem here is you got to be very, very picky for, you know, what type of inverted fair value gaps you take. This little gap here that we saw, this 1, 2, 3 test, that was a good trade for me. I would take that any other day, but today it doesn't look like it's going to work. I mean, if we close above this black candle, I can actually put an order there for you guys to show you. I'll take a buy and wait for the test, because that's the weak test I'm talking about, and then target. Okay, so there we're in, and we can actually try to see if we're going to go up there. All I've done here is targeting this weak test as an entry, and then want to see price goes higher because of this big white candle, close above this black candle's wick. Normally see and a low ran that little low of that black candle, and now it would be good to see some sort of push higher. Again, now we just sit and we wait and see. This is actually just a scalping method, so in this case you would target this white candle's high, which is right here. I mean, that's a small profit. Normally the ones that I trade normally equates to like $1,000, but because of the low liquidity here today, you could obviously expect something else. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Actually, see if we can get that push to that side. And as it happens, I'll take the trade, and then we see all of this. But I do think momentum's still going to be to the upside here, and I think that's most probably where we're going to land. It's on this fair value gap up here, so I'm just going to leave it there for now and just see how it plays out. Okay, I'll be back in a second. Alright, so as you can see, very slow price action going to where we said if we're going to break through here, the next target's obviously going to be up there. And we've got all this lower sell side down here with this down here. So yeah, it's good to have targets and to see where the market's going to go, and also know when to sit out. And yeah, if you actually zoom out, it's killing. I don't even know what you call this price action. Killer price action, not good, but it's killing you because it takes forever to get there. And I promise you, this might get there and then boom, aggressively go all the way back down here and then do the same type of thing again. Or we might just go in there. Hopefully we can make that, you know, those money back. Then let's just see. I think if this trade ticks out this take profit, I'm actually gonna get to a point where I'm gonna end this live stream. And it's just because, I mean, you can't trade price action like this, and the market is going to be closed in an hour and a half from now. So I think then it would be best for us to jump back on this call tomorrow, and then obviously hopefully get some good movement tomorrow. So I'm going to go back to an hour quickly. Okay. Move my stop there to break even, in case this thing turns around, which I doubt. Go, push up. Get it over and done with now. It's amazing how close you get to a target, and price just takes its time. Especially if you know there's liquidity there. So I've seen normally when it gets to a place like here, you suddenly see that spike, especially if it struggles to get in it and then suddenly triggers in. And I think that's basically how this price action is going to end today. Come on, you are there. Right there, there's my entry. Probably going to get to that 50% at least, but I'm happy to get out before. It's going to be funny if it reverses right here right now. Come on, you're so close, man. So close. Sure, we'll get it now in the next second or so. All right. Okay, so one loss, one winner, and there we go to the 50%. Like I said, the minute you get to it, you normally see that expansion. That's what we see here, and it's closing above that 50%. So I don't know. I mean, there's the same setup. Touch that wick and maybe go higher. I don't know. I mean, there's all this boom, 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 boom. Buy side here, and there's this fair value gap up here, and the reason I took this fair value gap is if you look at this fair value gap on this side, we had equal highs here, we ran it, but we barely get close to that 50%. So there's liquidity up here, somewhat liquidity here, and there's little lower highs here. There's a fair value gap in here. There's I think this was the first one I wanted to target if we were going to go up, and we've done just that, so I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna push any buttons any further. I know I said it earlier, but this time it's a real thing, so I'm not gonna do it, because I think if I do now, I'm just gonna start gambling. And we've got all this big sell side down here, so we might see price go up in this level, or maybe just stick in this range, still market close, and who knows what's going to happen tomorrow when the market opens again. All right, so I think that's me for today. I'm gonna end the stream here. I don't think there's any real big opportunities for us to profit from today. And yeah, thanks for the support. Thanks for everybody that joined in, all the comments, and yeah, so it was a bit of a slow day, but I promise you guys tomorrow will be accelerated day because of today's slowliness. Take care, guys, and I'll chat to you guys tomorrow, and we'll make profit then again. Till tomorrow. Bye bye.